What's going on, everybody? Thank you all for joining me today. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like button because that's the most important thing you can do for me on this channel. What it does is that helps make sure that those who are subscribed to the channel will indeed get their notifications, and it also helps to push this video through the YouTube algorithm as well. Secondly, if you're new to the channel or maybe you've been ghost watching this channel for quite some time now, please do me a favor and yourself a favor by hitting the subscribe button as well as the bell notification next to the subscribe button so you could be notified whenever I release a new video. And lastly, please make sure you share this video out on your social media platforms to your family and friends to inform them on this news and information. And yes, that does help to give me a slight boost in the YouTube algorithm as well. And with the introduction out of the way, let's get into today's news, because today I want to get into two videos, and to be even more specific, a CNN video that the Harris campaign definitely does not want you to watch before the debate begins against Donald Trump. Because what these two videos that I'm going to play for you substantiate is how true the statement that Tulsi Gabbard made is when she was on Fox News, discussing how essentially what we're getting ready to see as it pertains to this debate is a Hollywood production, and how Kamala Harris is nothing more than a paid actor, and that they're simply looking for sound bites and clips that they could fine tune and edit to make a presentation that Kamala Harris is the best candidate for president of the United States. But she's nothing more than a paid actor. This is nothing more than a Hollywood production, and she's going to be following the script to the best that she can as it has been given to her by the DNC and their affiliate mainstream media propaganda wing that is on the DNC's side. Why do I say all this, and why do these videos substantiate what Tulsi Gabbard stated? Because as you're going to see here in the first video that I'm pulling up of Elizabeth Warren, but you're also going to see this followed up with Nancy Pelosi and another gentleman, is that not even the DNC this time around last year wanted Kamala Harris to be Joe Biden's running mate. Forget about Kamala Harris running for president of the United States. The DNC didn't even want her to be Joe Biden's running mate in his second go around. I want you to watch and pay attention to how they are asked very specifically, is Kamala Harris the one to return on the ticket with Joe Biden as he runs for president of the United States for a second time? No one can give you a yes or no answer. Everybody deflects and goes, I don't know. If that's what Biden wants, I guess. Watch for yourself.
Elizabeth Warren.
You know, speaking of you're having run for president, should Joe Biden run again for president? He'll be 86 by the time his second term is over.
Yes, he should run again.
Why?
And he is running again because he has gotten a tremendous amount done. It's been 2 years. He's had the skinniest possible majority in the United States Senate and only a very small majority in the House. And yet look at what we've done. I'll pick one that I just love. Besides the Inflation Reduction Act, which is the first time we've raised corporate taxes in 30 years. We also got the biggest climate package we've ever gotten. It goes into effect right now, the $35 cap for seniors on insulin. Think about these things. Seniors are not going to have to spend more than $2,000 a year on prescription drugs. But look at the CHIPS. This is how I love to say this, Bill. The CHIPS and Science Bill. When I ran for Senate a decade ago, I said one of the things I think we need to do as a nation, we need to double our investment in science. That is exactly what we did last summer, and Joe Biden signed that into law. He showed he's willing to wade into the fights. He waded into the fight on student loan debt for 43 million Americans.
If he's that.
Now, she was asked very clearly, should Joe Biden run for election again, re-election? She answered the question, boom, with no problem. It was yes, followed by all the reasons why he should run for re-election. Now watch what happens when she's asked whether or not Kamala Harris should be his running mate.
That old in the second term, the vice presidency becomes even more important. Should Kamala.
Let me rewind it back just a little bit.
3 million Americans.
If he's that old in the second term, the vice presidency becomes even more important. Should Kamala Harris be his choice the second time around?
You know, I really want to defer to what makes Biden comfortable on his team. I've known Kamala for a long time. I like Kamala. I knew her back when she was an attorney general and I was still teaching, and we worked on the housing crisis together. So we go way back, but they need they have to be a team, and my sense is they are. I don't mean that by suggesting I think there are any problems. I think they are.
Before you go, speaking of waiting in.
Yeah. You're going to have to refer to Biden about that. I mean, I listen, I know her, like, we're cool. Like, I've known her since she was in the Senate. I mean, I like her, but they got to work that out themselves. That's an easy yes or no answer. The answer was supposed to be yes. That was supposed to be the answer. Yes. The same way she answered quickly for Joe Biden, but she couldn't do that for Kamala Harris. She couldn't do that for her. And Elizabeth Warren actually had to walk that statement back. She walked that statement back, and she had to borderline apologize for what she stated and said that, yes, Kamala Harris is the one who should be running alongside Joe Biden. So she actually got in a little bit of trouble for that, and she did have to walk that statement back and clarify afterwards. But you're going to see the same pattern continue on in this CNN interview. Watch this. This was September of last year. This was just a year ago when this happened.
This clip from Anderson Cooper's show last night where he interviewed former Speaker Pelosi. Take a listen.
Is Vice President Kamala Harris the best running mate for this president?
He thinks so, and that's what matters.
Do you think she is the?
That is not an answer.
And that's what matters.
Do you think she is the best running mate, though?
She's the vice president of the United States. So when people say to me, well, why isn't she doing this or that? I said, because she's the vice president. That's the job description. You don't do that much.
Is she drunk? That I don't even know what she was answering. Let's listen to that one more time, because she sounds drunk. I'll take it from the top, and then I won't interrupt. She sounds like she's drunk. I don't know what she's even talking about anymore.
I want to play this clip from Anderson Cooper's show last night where he interviewed former Speaker Pelosi. Take a listen.
Is Vice President Kamala Harris the best running mate for this president?
He thinks so, and that's what matters.
Do you think she is the best running mate, though?
She's the vice president of the United States. So when people say to me, well, why isn't she doing this or that? I said, because she's the vice president. That's the job description. You don't do that much.
Yeah, it's had a little sippy before then. But watch how it carries on. This is a rare W for CNN. This is a rare win for CNN. I was very impressed with the way Jake Tapper was really pushing the issue on this. Let's see how this plays out.
Not exactly a ringing endorsement. Do you think Vice President Kamala Harris is the best running mate for President Biden? And what do you make of Speaker Pelosi's answer there?
I mean, there didn't seem to be anything wrong with that answer. Obviously, President Biden, Vice President Harris, Speaker Pelosi, for that matter, all of us have been laboring under just a deluge of propaganda, disinformation, and criticism by the MAGA right.
You are doing what Speaker Pelosi did, which is not answering the question. Do you think Kamala Harris is the best running mate for President Biden?
Is it? Well, obviously, she gave the right answer. That's President Biden's choice.
It's just a simple question. Do you think Kamala Harris is the best running mate for President Biden? You've said she's excellent. That's farther than Speaker Pelosi went. But do you think she's the best? I'm not trying to throw anything into turmoil. I actually think it's a pretty simple question. Do you think Kamala Harris is the best running mate for President Biden? Yes or no?
I mean, I don't know what else I can say other than she would be
yes.
an excellent running mate and an excellent vice president. I don't know whether President Biden has named his running mate. We're going to a convention next summer. It's a year away from now.
I don't know whether or not President Joe Biden has named his running mate. Why wouldn't it be a foregone conclusion that it's Kamala Harris as vice president? That is crazy. Her own party did not want her to run on the ticket with Joe Biden. Her own party didn't like her. Her own party thought that she was unfit to be vice president, let alone be president. And now here we are with this Hollywood production by way of the DNC, as Tulsi Gabbard stated. This Hollywood production that has propped her up as now someone who's worthy of taking the main seat in the White House, when the DNC didn't even believe she was worthy enough to be a vice president. I'll just leave it there, because all of this speaks volumes. This speaks volumes. to how fake and phony the DNC is and how fake and phony all of this is. And if we know Biden wasn't really running the country because of how old he is and how he literally can't even at this point stay up past 9 o'clock, if we know he wasn't really running the country, and that leaves us scratching our heads saying who's running it, and if we know now at this point with these videos here that the DNC didn't even want her to be vice president again, then who's running the country? Who's running it now? And if she wins, who's going to be running it then? What's really going on here? That's the question that you have to ask yourself. And I will leave you with that. And with all that being said, that does it for today's news. So please hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. Share this video out on your social media platforms. And also don't forget to follow me on Telegram and Rumble. That is extremely important. Please follow me on Telegram and Rumble. Both the links to my Telegram and Rumble will be in the description box below and pinned in the comment section as well. Thank you all for your time. And until the next video, peace and have a great afternoon.